Ja, hallo.
So, hello, dear colleagues here from London. Hello also to our head coach, Joachim Löw. And my question to him is, what goes through your mind at the moment? We're not surprised if you're disappointed, obviously, and you said it before, but can you please tell us about your emotions? Well, it's clear that we are all very disappointed. Me, the team, the players, the staff, really disappointed right after the match. We really, over the last weeks, we invested a lot, and the team has worked very well, developed a great spirit, but today we just didn't make it to put it on the pitch and be effective. And what I mean with this is that we didn't take advantage of the two great opportunities that we had with Müller and Werner. And it was clear, it was obvious that it's going to be all about patience. No team wants to maybe take too many risks, especially also in their defensive work, and it was expected that not many opportunities would be created, but you need to take advantage of them, be clinical if you want to succeed. The English side scored on their first opportunity, we didn't, so it was difficult. We would have turned the match around after the chance of Müller, and then they just scored the second, so it was not possible anymore to turn the match around. But the team threw in everything, but we were just not clinical enough, not effective enough. The team needs to mature as a team to be more successful. Anne Richter first. Mr. Löw, thank you first of all for the last 15 years. You said it already, but at this whole tournament, what was the decisive factor? Was it missing luck or the missing quality? And can you please tell us, after the final whistle, you went into the locker room real quick, what went through your mind in that moment? Well, the quality, in terms of the quality, I think is there. It's the knockout stage. You know that every mistake can be fatal, decisive. So what we lack of is maybe a little bit of experience in certain situations, In all the matches that we have played, also against Portugal, we had certain spells in which we weren't effective enough, not clinical enough, also in our defensive work, defending set pieces, and up front, not effective enough in our opportunities that we had. We have the quality. You could see that in the match against Portugal. Good character, good personality, good attitude. They worked very hard. They wanted to make it very far into this tournament, but there were certain spells in each of our matches in which we weren't effective enough and couldn't really impose our game. So, and then it can happen that you are punished and eliminated. In the moments after the match, well, after we conceded the second one, I already had the feeling that it's going to be difficult to turn the match around. There were only a few minutes left in the game. So I went into the locker room and was really disappointed. And not having made it to maybe have that lucky punch towards the end. So we're all disappointed, and there are not many more thoughts in my head. Marco Marder, next please. Hello, Mr. Löw. Can you hear me? Yes. Thank you. Thank you also for the time from all of us. If you look back, your era has ended, and maybe it's hard now. But what remains of these 15 years of Löw? And what about this? Maybe are you also happy, maybe joyful as well, especially then in the next days when this defeat has settled? Well, directly after the match, what I can say is that in these 15 years, there were a lot of positive things. I participated already at our home World Cup in 2006. We developed further. We won the title in 2014 as the highlight. Then Confed in 2017 with the young team. There were other spells and other moments with people who have worked with me for a long time, with the players, with the stuff behind the team, and that there are very strong bonds that have been made and connected. And since 2018, well, we have had a few problems. There were difficult phases, spells, and at the end we have made it happen that the team imposes their style, our style of play at the end. And what remains is a lot of moments with a lot of people, and the victories, some defeats as well. I've learned my lessons. I met people who have supported me, helped me, and who today have become very important in my life, and are experiences that I've made that I don't want to miss. So I think that disappointment is present, will stay for a while. This is clear. You don't forget about it immediately. After a couple of days, you will need certain time. But I'm sure that there are a lot of positive things that I can take out of these 15 years. So, and I also want to say thank you for all these people, for the players who gave their best, for players who are not with us anymore, the stuff behind the whole team, and also with you, the press. I've been going a long path. Julian Wolf, next please. Good evening, Mr. Löw. You're disappointed that we can see it, and it's difficult to look ahead now. But may I ask you the question? Joshua Kimmich had tears in his head, in his eyes. He and Goretzka, are these the two players who can support, lead the team in the next few years? Well, I think so. We have a few young players in our ranks who will take a big step in the next 2-3 years. I said already before that this team, there will be changes, that's obvious, but maybe in 2024 players will be at their peak in their career, are maybe a little bit more experienced, are more effective, more clinical. This will help, and especially Kimmich and Goretzka, they have already been leaders in the team, because they show this willingness, this will, this courage, and today they fought a lot. Also Leon Goretzka in midfield, who had just come back from a long break, but both are able and capable of leading this team and support them, and especially the young new players coming in. Rob Paris, next please.
Rob, can you hear us? Rob Paris?
Rob Paris, please, next. Can you hear us?
Scheint nicht der Fall zu sein, dann gehen wir doch.
It doesn't look like. Oh, there he is. Rob.
commiserations on the defeat. Congratulations on your run as Germany manager. What do you plan to do next, and when will you make a decision? Do you want to quickly go into club management, and where and how will you spend the coming weeks?
Wie Ihre Zukunft aussehen wird? Werden Sie im Trainerbusiness eventuell bleiben oder haben Sie andere Pläne?
Also jetzt habe ich keine Entscheidung getroffen.
Well, at the moment I haven't taken any decision yet. When I took my decision to stop after this tournament, I had different thoughts back then. We were focusing on getting prepared for the tournament. We will see in the next days, next weeks. But I said that after 15 years at the helm as coach, I think it will do me well to step back a little bit from this responsibility, and then there will be new energy arising in me, and I will decide, take the decision then what I will do in the future. We will see. At the moment I don't really have a concrete plan. Philipp Seldorf, next please. Well, a long time. It won't be easy to now stop, be jobless. I wouldn't know how to take a distance from football and to become a pensioner now. You're still too young, aren't you, for that? And the second question, it's maybe a little bit a cheeky question, but wouldn't it have been better? Wouldn't it have been better to stop after 2018 for you as the national team coach? Well, I don't know. This was the decision we took back then. We said, okay, we will continue. We have new objectives, new goals, and to talk afterwards about it doesn't make any sense. I saw that as a huge challenge for me. Now we are eliminated in the last 16. It's a disappointment, but with all the difficulties that we had, I learned my lessons out of this, out of the last 2-3 years, and I really didn't talk about being a pensioner, then retire. Of course, I need a break, an emotional break. I worked such a long period of time at the DFB. I was responsible for the national team, so it's normal that you need a little bit of a distance and not look for already new projects. I will need this time. And I will have to open maybe also to this disappointment and the lessons that I learned, but there will be new tasks that can be interesting for me. Last question, Christian Falk, please. So, back three didn't give you real stability in your defensive work. What can you say? And the under-21 coach criticized that, but what do you think about that? What your critics of your colleague? Well, I can say that it was not up to the back three. It helped us against Portugal and against France. It gave us a certain stability in our defensive work. If we only had played with the two center backs, then we would have had problems against strong teams as France and Portugal. But as I said yesterday, these matches like these are decided by other things, other aspects, small details. It's not the system which is the decisive factor. This is old school. There are things that change, that switch. It's about awareness, about your attitude in attack, up front, your runs, to open up spaces. These are the decisive facts here. And such matches, knockout matches, are decided not only with your team spirit, but also by chances weaknesses that you need to be clinical and effective at, and you shouldn't commit any mistake in your defensive work. And I think up to the opener that they scored, there was only one shot on our goal by Sterling. So it was clear that there will be spells or players who will decide the match and not the system. But I know there are different opinions. People have different opinions about the system. And Switzerland managed to win against France with the back three. And I can give other examples as well. But if you look onto the pitch, you know how flexible the game has become at the end. And this is, it's not only the system as a decisive factor. So thank you very much for tonight, for participating. My info is that the team will leave towards Nuremberg. They fly back. We go back to our camp. And how it will look like with our press work tomorrow and the next days. We'll inform you. Stay healthy. All the best and many greetings from London. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Bye.